My name is Joe Bowers. I've got a brother, Ike. I came here from Missouri, yes, all the way from Pike. I'll tell you why I left there and how I came to roam and leave my poor old mammy so far away from home. I used to love a gal there. Her name was Sally Black. I asked her for to marry me. She said it was a whack. She says to me, Joe Bowers, before you hitch for life, you ought to have a little home to keep your little wife. Says I, my dearest Sally, oh Sally, for your sake, I'll go to California and try to raise a stake. Says she to me, Joe Bowers, you are the chap to win. Give me a kiss to seal the bargain, and I throwed a dozen in. I'll never forget my feelings, I bid adieu to all. Sal, she cotched me round the neck, and I began to bawl. When I begun, they all commenced, you never heard the like. How they all took on and cried the day I left Old Pike. When I got to this here country, I hadn't nary a red. I had such wolfish feelings, I wished myself most dead. At last I went to mining, put in my biggest licks, came down here upon the boulders just like 1,000 bricks. I worked both late and early, in rain and sun and snow, but I was working for my Sally, so 'twas all the same to Joe. I made a very lucky strike, as the gold itself did tell, for I was working for my Sally, the girl I loved so well. But one day I got a letter from my dear, kind brother Ike. It came from old Missouri, yes, all the way from Pike. It told me the gold darnest news that ever did you hear. My heart it is a-busted, so please excuse this tear. I'll tell you what it was, boys, you'll bust your sides, I know. For when I read that letter, you ought to see poor Joe. My knees gave way beneath me and I pulled out half my hair. And if you ever tell this now, you bet you'll hear me swear. It said my Sally was fickle, her love for me had fled, that she had married a butcher whose hair was awful red. Told me more than that, it's enough to make me swear. Said that Sally had a baby and the baby had red hair. Now I've told you all that I can tell about this sad affair, about Sally marrying the butcher and the baby had red hair. But whether it was a boy or girl, the letter never said. It only said its cussed hair was inclined to be red.